This isn't the last you'll hear of this. I believe you do know something. And I promise you, if there is a key, we'll find it.
Watch it.
You dobbed me in, you cow.
Oh, what are you rabbiting on about?
You told Jim Fletcher about my key.
Now you call me a lagger as well as a bitch. Say it again and I'll bust your mouth.
Threatening me won't change things. You told him about it and then you pinched it.
Oh, don't be stupid.
Then who did? Jim Fletcher just searched my cell and he didn't find anything. After he'd gone, I looked where I'd hidden it. It wasn't there. Now, apart from Monty, you're the only one who even knew I had a key. She's in solitary, so it must have been you.
And what about Jim Fletcher? Maybe he did find it. And maybe he intends keeping it for himself.
All right, Ferguson, jump to it. You can shower with your mates this morning.
About time. 2 bloody days I've been locked in there.
If you start brawls, Ferguson, you can expect to wind up in solitary. You should know that by now.
Oh, it's all very well for you, but she raced off my husband while I was in here. What would you have done?
That's enough. Just consider yourself lucky the governor didn't charge you and send you in front of the VJ. He'd have given you more than 2 days.
Listen, I know you're right. Mrs. Davidson was pretty good. I'd like to see her.
I'm sure she doesn't need you to thank her.
Look, it's got nothing to do with that. But it's important, personal. Could you, fix it?
All right, I'll mention it to her.
Thanks.
Well, if there wasn't a key hidden in Martin's cell, this letter could be a hoax.
No, I don't think so. Now, we know the money's disappeared, and we know that the police suspect Joyce Martin.
Suspect. That's the operative word.
Yeah, right, fine. But if she has got the money, a safe deposit box is a logical place to hide it.
But why should the key be here in the prison?
She's not going to trust anyone else with it.
Perhaps we should notify the police.
If we can't find it, how will they? Besides, it'd look better if we sort it out by ourselves.
If you can sort it out.
You're the governor. You authorise everything.
You are convinced that Martin knows something?
Absolutely.
And that Ferguson is involved?
Pretty sure. My guess is that Martin will try and smuggle the key out.
Why?
Because she's in a spot. She knows we're onto her. I suggest we search everyone leaving the prison. Staff, prisoners, the lot.
But that's a major operation.
We can use a metal detector.
You've given this quite a bit of thought, haven't you?
Just doing my job.
All right. Let's try. Come in.
Monica Ferguson would like a word with you.
Where is she?
Waiting outside.
All right. Show her in, would you? Well, Ferguson, I hope you've learned your lesson.
Yes, Miss Davidson.
Remember, any recurrence I will regard with the utmost seriousness.
Yeah.
We know you brought in that key for Joyce Martin.
What key?
You're only in here for a few weeks, Ferguson. Nothing serious. But this key, now that's armed robbery. That's long-term stuff. Don't you think you better tell us?
Don't know what you're talking about. What's he talking about?
We're going to find it, Ferguson. Think it over. I'll be around.
You would be wise to listen to Mr. Fletcher.
Glad to. Just don't know what he's talking about, that's all.
You wanted to see me?
Yeah, it's a favour.
Oh, you're hardly in a position to ask favours. Well?
Me husband, Fred, he, comes up for trial today.
Oh, yes, armed robbery.
Yeah. I was, wondering if you could let me know how he goes.
Do you remember why you're back in jail? For bashing him unconscious.
Well, after I found about him and that rotten bitch, what was I supposed to do? Anyway, could you let me know?
I think that's a reasonable request. Certainly. I'll let you know.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
wanted to see me.
Yes, Karen, sit down. I've got some good news for you. You'll be eligible for your parole in 4 weeks' time.
So soon?
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that's when your name will go to the parole board. How do you feel? Believe me, you'll get used to the idea very quickly.
Well, it's,
Wonderful?
yes, but it's a bit frightening, too. It's so different outside. Going back to uni's really made me realise that.
Well, we all have problems of adjusting. But you'll get all the help you need, I promise. Anyway, talk about it nearer the time.
Thanks very much.
Oh, yes, there's just one more thing. You know Dr. Clemens from the university, don't you? What do you think?
I think he's a very impressive teacher, what little I know of him.
It's just that I'm a bit concerned about the effect that he's having on some of the women. Doreen, for example.
I don't think he was responsible for what happened to Doreen. She was on the verge of cracking up, and Peter just happened to be around.
Peter?
Well, that's what the students call him. Not like the people in this place. Well, some of them.
Thank you.
What happened to Doreen, I think, was as much Bea and Monica's fault as anyone's.
You may be right. Oh, you're late for lunch.
Thanks.
Nothing like experience in the highest and the lowest. That's what I always say.
I've tasted a lot worse than this.
It's a question of how low you want to go.
Yeah, well, they can't go much lower than you, can they?
Give it a rest, Molly. Your hair falls out of your fret. Oh, you look bloody funny, Bull.
Some people lack breeding.
Yeah, don't they? You know, I never thought I'd see the day. Oh, I miss Lizzie. Silly old bag.
Sure don't miss her whinging, though.
Oh, I got to take that with a grain of salt. She's got to attract attention to herself somehow.
Go on with your meal. News has come through about your husband.
What do you get?
2 years.
2 years, but I'll be out of here in a couple of weeks.
Well, you'll just have to wait, as he did.
That's just the trouble. He didn't, did he? It's all that bitch's fault.
Ferguson! Remember what I told you earlier, Ferguson? You were let off lightly last time. 1 foot out of line and you'll spend the rest of your time in solitary. Instruct all officers I want a close eye kept on Ferguson. Now, the rest of you. We have reason to believe there is an item in the prison which someone will attempt to smuggle out. Therefore, strict security measures will be adopted. Everyone, staff included, will be searched both going in and coming out of the prison. These measures will continue until further notice. That is all. Carry on.
And if the warders hadn't dragged her off, I think Monica would have killed her.
Oh, God, I wish I'd been there. I saw 2 shearers knuckle it out once behind a wool shed, and I nearly got killed.
Did you try to break them up?
No, I was watching through a crack in the wall, and one bloke put his fist through it and clobbered me.
Oh, there must have been wild times.
Great days they were. Hey, what's all this about Doreen being sent to the nut house? I can't understand it. She's sane as I am.
She's just gone for a little rest, Lizzie.
Oh, that's what they always say. They tried to put me in one of them places once. No way, I said. If I'm as bad as that, you just take me out and shoot me.
Doreen's all right, Lizzie.
That's what I say. Can't you listen? It's that Dr. Clemens. He's the one who's nutty. He's the one that sent her round the twist.
Calm down, Lizzie, calm down.
Don't tell me he didn't, because I was there.
I'm not saying he didn't.
Well,
Hello, Lizzie. How's my favourite subject? Drop by and see if I can get you anything. Though you'll soon be up and firing on all 8 cylinders again.
No thanks to you. Why'd you do that to poor little Doreen?
Why'd I do what?
Oh, don't give me that. I've been around longer than you. I've seen better men than you on rations. You ought to be taken out and horsewhipped.
Lizzie, I don't...
Oh, no, of course you don't. But I'm a bit tougher than Doreen, aren't I? The poor little bugger.
What the devil's going on?
Oh, he ought to be taken out. He ought to be taken out and horsewhipped.
Just settle down. Greg, I think you better get out of here. Now, calm down, Lizzie. Everything's going to be all right. There's lots of fire in you yet, eh? But you must not get so worked up. Now keep calm. I'll go and get you something.
Come in.
I'd like to make a complaint about Peter Clements.
Really, of all the staff, I thought you were the only one who managed to get along with him.
I've nothing against him professionally, but I can't have him jeopardizing my patients.
Well, what's the problem?
Lizzie Birdsworth. He called in to see her and she got very upset. She's in a delicate condition and could easily have another attack.
What was he doing?
Just dropped in, apparently.
Oh, for a psychologist, Dr. Clements seems to know remarkably little about people.
Well, it's not that he doesn't know, but he's a researcher, not a practitioner. He gets carried away.
I'm sure he'll see it all as a plot when I ask him to exercise a little more discretion.
Well, I don't see why.
Neither do I, but I'm sure he will. I'll have a word with him.
Freddie comes up with this cock and bull story about losing 8,000 bucks in one go, sir. By this time, I'm really seeing red, so I'll clock him one.
I wish I'd been there. I would have helped you.
Down he went like a sack of spuds. Next thing I know, the little runt's called the coppers and done me for assault. I only hit him once.
I don't know. No gratitude.
Oh, why do we love them, be? They're just not worth the bloody trouble. 2 years, poor little bugger. It's all that bitch's fault when no one get hold of her.
Give it a rest, Monty.
Oh, why should
Because
I?
I'm sick and tired of hearing about it. That's why. You can't make it any different, so just forget about it. I tell you.
You! Crabtree, you're not to run along the corridors. Going somewhere?
Who, me? Well, not really.
You've been warned about threatening Crabtree.
Threatening her? I never said a word to her.
That's right, Meg. Not one single word.
Well, just watch it.
Thanks, B. I knew I could count on you.
Yeah? Well, let's just get one thing straight. This whole place is going to fall right on top of you, and I am not getting involved. If you're going to continue with this plan to bash Denise, you're on your own.
Ah, Dr. Clements.
Peter?
I'm afraid it has to be Dr. Clements. Please sit down.
The trappings of authority? The governor seated in the governor's chair.
Congratulations, Doctor, on your powers of observation. It's a pity you don't apply it to prisoners.
How do you mean?
You know very well what I mean. Doreen Anderson, Lizzie Birdsworth, just a moment. Necessary as your work may be, I am still governor of Wentworth. I'm prepared to accept a certain amount of disruption to the routine, but I will not tolerate an apparently callous disregard of the welfare of prisoners.
I might well take offence at the word callous.
Oh, I fully expect you to.
However, I am in the wrong. I concede that. I will be more careful in future. The problem springs from an enthusiasm to improve the prison system. An enthusiasm I believe you share.
There are ways of going about things.
Agreed. Perhaps we could discuss it over dinner?
I'm afraid that isn't possible. I don't accept bribes, Dr. Clements.
Just a minute. It's not a bribe, I promise.
It's difficult to see it as anything else.
Will you give me a minute to explain? There is a communication problem with the prisoners. I agree. Witness Anderson and Birdsworth. Well, I can get a general impression of them from their files and from talking to them, but you know them better than I do. I want that extra information.
We can discuss that here.
Erica, with great respect, this is a scientific inquiry. It will take several hours. You simply don't have time during the day. Look, I have already said I am sorry about Lizzie and Doreen. Now, we can keep flying at each other's throat, or we can make this study the best damn thing that the country's ever seen. I know which I want.
You do have a reputation to secure.
So do you.
Very well. I accept.
Thank you.
You understand, I do have my reservations.
I might have some of my own. Are you free tonight?
All right.
Good, I'll look forward to it.
Oh, who dealt this garbage?
You did.
Well, it's nearly as bad as the rubbish you dealt me last time.
What about you, Monty? You sitting on us?
Just waiting my chance, Joyce. Just waiting my chance.
Yeah, your chance always comes, sooner or later.
Yes, you just got to be patient.
Oh, will you two shut up and play cards? What's up with you, B? Discussing our hands, we were.
Can I turn the TV up a bit?
No. Then shut your neck so they can listen to it. Hello, here he is, Fletch the Lech. The man of your dreams, eh, Joyce?
Would you lot keep it down a bit, please?
Sorry, Your Majesty. Now, where was I?
Mooning over old Fletch.
Good, she's changed the subject. Look at him, will you, like a bloody guard outside Buckingham Palace. I've had this. Yeah, me too.
Oh, it's the best bloody hand I've had all night.
Get back to your prime consideration, huh? And where are you off to? A little bit of business. Oh.
How is she, Duck? She's fine.
Hi. Got a light?
Sorry.
Bet you think you're real smart, eh? All this security you've whacked on.
We'll find what we're looking for.
Oh, come off it. I know you're only having everybody searched so nobody will suspect you. I'm on to you. You've got that key with a little bank tag and a number on it. 150 grand, not bad for somebody on a screw's wages, eh?
Thanks, Joyce. As a matter of fact, I haven't got the key. Now I was beginning to think that maybe there wasn't one. But you just confirmed that there is.
Stick and screw.
Come on, you lot. Rise and shine. Come on. Let's get moving.
Oh, one thing I hate in the mornings is a man that's hearty.
At least it's an improvement on Vera.
Come on, rush to the showers. Last one there wins.
Come on, Crabtree. Turn out.
Mr. Fletcher? Come inside, please.
What do you want?
Oh, please, you gotta help me. I've never been in a place like this before.
There are lots worse.
I don't understand the people. They don't understand me.
Well, you should have thought of that before you got yourself into trouble with the law.
I know. I'm scared. That Monica wants to kill me.
You heard Mrs. Davidson. We're going to keep a special eye on Ferguson.
She'll get someone else to do it. Like Joyce.
No, Martin's got trouble enough of her own. You'll be all right.
Jim, I really do need help.
You slut.
Don't you call me a slut? Listen, I've had guys say I'm the most incredible thing that's ever happened to them.
No, a professional slut yet.
If I've got a friend, that's who gets it. And that's all. And anyway, I could teach you a few things you haven't even thought of.
I doubt it.
Jim, that's not why I called you in here. Look, I can get my hands on a lot of money. You help me get it out, and we'll share it.
What money?
That's my business.
If you know anything, you're better off cooperating.
Oh, I'll cooperate. With you. I don't want to get you into trouble. Just you, keep that Monica bitch off me, okay?
You'll get all the protection the governor said you'd get.
Jim?
Okay.
Tell me the worst, Doc. I want to know.
Well, the news is good, Lizzie. Well, at least as good as can be under the circumstances.
In other words, pretty bad, eh?
You're a very lucky lady. Getting yourself all hot and bothered like you did yesterday could easily have brought on another attack. But it didn't, and you're progressing very well. Here, have a listen.
What? Listen to me own insides?
It's a perfectly normal sound, Lizzie.
Well, it's a perfectly normal sound I don't want to hear.
Suit yourself. Remember, you must not get yourself excited. Keep calm and you can be back with your friends in a couple of days, but another attack, well, it could prove fatal.
I'll be ever so careful, Doc.
Come in.
Oh, lad. We just thought we'd come and see how she was.
Yeah, I reckon you'd be doing 12 rounds with the doc by now.
Oh, jeez, I'm pleased to see you.
She's progressing very well, but she must not get excited.
Oh, right. If she starts to act up, I'll get Monty to build her one. Knock you out.
All right. You got 1 minute, okay?
Right. How's it going, Lizzie?
Bloody boring. Can't even have a game of cards. Did you bring some? Did you bring some
look,
cards?
love, we can't stay, but if you behave yourself, we'll come and see you tomorrow and stay longer. I just want to apologise, Lizzie. If I hadn't started that row in the rec room, we might never have had that attack.
Don't be stupid. It was bound to happen sooner or later. The old ticker's had it anyway.
You'll bury the lot of us, you old devil. Well, come on, Monty, we better get back to the laundry. Otherwise, I think we've escaped. Bye-bye, love.
See ya.
Poor old Lizzie.
Yeah, she looked real depressed, didn't she?
I'm not surprised. Stuck in there. Not even any ironing to break up the monotony.
Yeah. Yeah, till I got out, I forgot all the things that happen out there. Just ordinary, everyday little things.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Me too. I used to wake up in the morning and think, geez, the bell hasn't rung. Then I'd realise it wasn't going to.
You! Money! Money, will you cut it out? Hey, Patrick's gonna tell you, you little bloody bitch! Look, I'm gonna get you this time! You're another bloody little lying coward! Money! You'll get the pound for sure! You haven't got a chance, you bitch! I'm gonna get you! Money, mind your own bloody business!
No, come on, cut that out! Get out! Break it up, both of you!
Screw you, screw!
You've been warned, Ferguson.
Really, Monty, the people you keep company with.
Yeah.
Haven't you arrived, Jimmy? She was going to beat me.
That's enough.
Oh, a lagger from way back.
Yeah, that's the sort of bitch you would be.
I'll deal with you later, Ferguson. Take it back to the laundry, Smith.
Got yourself a pimp now, have you?
Come on, Monty, they've obviously got things to be getting on with.
I knew you'd protect me, Jim.
Hey, Jim, if you need any clean sheets, give us a yell.
You're even more stupid than I thought you were, Crabtree. Making them think that I'm protecting you, you'll make it worse. Collaborating with the authorities is the worst thing a prisoner can do.
If it scares that bloody ape, it'll be worth it. She's mad. Listen, I meant what I said this morning about the money. You look after me and I'll be grateful. Oh,
Hello, Leila.
what can I do for you, Jim?
Well, you can invite me in for a start.
The kids are at school.
Yeah, I know. Now, there's something I want to discuss with you.
Well, we can discuss it out here. It's about the children, I suppose. You never come round to see me. Not when you're sober.
No, I want to talk about the possibilities of us getting back together again. Now, what you said the other day, did you mean it? You know that if we had enough money, you'd be quite happy not to work?
Well, why the interest all of a sudden?
Well, it might just be a possibility.
I've changed, Jim.
So have I.
I don't want the hassles we had before. I just want to enjoy the kids.
That's exactly what I want. Now, if you weren't working, there wouldn't be any hassles.
Look, Jim, I can't settle for prison officers' wages. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not suggesting that you should. I'm just exploring the possibilities. I mean, this is purely hypothetical, but could we get back together again? I mean, if we got around this wages thing.
Oh, I'd have to think about it.
What's there to think about?
Oh, well, I suppose we could, Jim. What have you got? Some get-rich-quick scheme or something? It wouldn't work. It's not your style. The only way you're ever going to get rich quick is if you robbed a bank. And you certainly wouldn't do that.
No, maybe not.
Ah, Denise, you wanted to see me?
Yeah. Well, it's about the robbery and Fred. You know Fred Ferguson?
Just relax and take a seat.
Well, I've been thinking.
And you've remembered something.
Can you put in a good word for me?
Well, if a defendant cooperates, it always helps.
Well, I don't know nothing about the robbery. Only about Fred and me. And Bruce. Well, that's me husband. I know where Fred got the money from. I think he pinched it from his wife. But she's in here now and she's trying to kill me.
Just relax, Denise. Look, take it from the top. We'll write it down later, all right?
Well, Bruce, that's me husband. Well, I never knew what I was getting myself in for. I'm no cheap mole or nothing. I just like a good time. You know what Bruce said to me? If I didn't do everything he told me to, then he'd bash my face like a pineapple and no one'd ever look at me again.
Go on.
Well, I met Fred. Oh, he's nothing but a little liar, but he went on like he was loaded. That's when Bruce got the idea to do the motel room trick. Tell him he could run away, so he'd get all his money together and, you know, in cash, and well, we started spending it. That's when I got busted.
Are you willing to put all that in the form of a statement?
Sure, I thought I already had.
Yeah, well, you've been very helpful. When do you go to court?
Tomorrow.
Well, you only just got to me in time, girl. Still, your statement will help.
Thanks. I'll keep my fingers crossed then.
It's a pleasure.
And then they kiss.
I've seen it before, Bea.
I don't have to. Look, what I tell you? Doesn't it make you sick?
I bet you wish it was you.
You know what I'd like to see just once on TV?
Well, how'd you get on, Douglas?
He comes in, see? Says all that garbage, takes her in his arms, looks into her eyes, kisses her, and she ups with her knee and drops him. I die a happy woman.
You just wait till I find my feet.
Oh, God, you're a prune-faced lot. Hey, Vera, aren't you a prune-faced lot?
Shut up, Smith. They're trying to watch television.
I didn't know you cared about prisoners' welfare.
Well, when they're watching television, they're out of my hair.
Yeah, I might have known.
Come on, boys, let's get moving.
You can go if you like. Nothing doing tonight. Monty's in her cell being a good little girl, so it doesn't look like they're going to be any bashing.
Find something to do, Smith.
I didn't know you cared, Vera.
If you're bored, I'll find you something to do.
Sorry I'm late.
About time. You should have been here half an hour ago.
Yeah, look, just give me 1 minute, will you? I want to see Crabtree. Crabtree, outside.
Well, well, well. Never thought I'd see the day, Vera.
Well done.
A man wrapping you around his little finger.
I decided to take up your offer.
Oh, that's great. Your place or mine?
The money.
Oh, I took your advice. Went to see the police this morning. Go to court tomorrow, so there's only tonight now. And one thing's for certain, I won't be back.
You don't think so?
Nah, I'll get a fine. Won't I?
You think you know it all, don't you?
It's my money, why spread it around?
It's not your money, that's the point. But please yourself, I'm not going to haggle. Of course, there's no guarantee that you won't be back here, even for 7 days. And a lot can happen in 7 days.
But the police said that...
A sentence depends upon a lot of things. If you do get probation, who's going to help you get the key out?
What key?
Everybody leaving here gets searched.
How do I know I can trust you?
Well, I haven't told Martin, have I? We both take our chances. That's back to cells. Now, you better make up your mind right now.
All right.
Half the money.
Half?
Half or nothing.
All right, half.
Right, back to your cell, Crabtree.
How's it going at uni?
Oh, fine, I guess.
Must be tough for him to come back here every night. Still, it's better than being stuck here 24 hours a day. Oh, well, here's Denise with her fancy man. Must be going into business and it pays to advertise.
Sit down, Crabtree. Stop making a fool of yourself.
To say nothing of anybody else.
Watch it, Smith. Ignorant bitch.
Well, you all cop it. Why are you so suddenly touchy?
What are you going on with?
Just that you're touchy, that's all.
No, it's been a long shift.
Oh, overtime. Well, I guess you need the money.
Not particularly, but some of us don't complain if we have to do a bit of extra work.
Well, I'd like to tell you something. I've got more to do with my time than check all the staff every time they walk in and out of this place. Present all objects for checking.
It's bloody ridiculous.
Regulations.
That damn new deputy governor trying to make a name for himself.
I know, it's inconvenient for everyone.
I don't know why Erica bought it.
We've got to have security. We can't have prisoners or officers smuggling things in and out.
Well, I'll be having something to say at the next meeting, that's for sure. And the deputy governor won't like it.
That sounds like it'll be an interesting meeting. You're clear. Any metal objects, Travers?
No.
Well, you could always stay in here for the day. We've got plenty to keep you occupied. You can go. Any metal objects?
That won't be necessary, Miss Bennett.
Don't tell me what'll be necessary, Crabtree.
But the police are coming to pick me up. I'm going to court.
You're leaving this place and you'll be searched, just like anyone else.
Yes, Miss Bennett, of course. But, while we're waiting, can I go to the loo? It's rather urgent.
For heaven's sake.
I'm sorry, Miss Bennett, but they're not here yet, and I really do.
I don't want to know the details.
Anything else, son?
How are you going on with all those sick, starved women at Wentworth? Need a hand?
Your problem is you're a professional lecher.
Oh, not true. Inside me cowers a frightened boy, desperate for love. I must say, though, if that Mrs. Travers is any indication, it's very nice stuff our prisons are turning out nowadays. Listen, old man, bit of a problem. I'd like you to come to dinner tonight.
What's the problem?
The wife.
Carol? What's up with her?
Well, it's these damn lectures of yours.
Mine?
Yeah. Well, I spend so much extra time on the campus, she thinks it's an excuse for dalliance with one of my beautiful female students, which, as you know, is furthest from my mind.
And you want me to reassure her?
Well, they are your bloody lectures.
Hi.
Hi.
Terrific lecture yesterday.
Yes, I thought so.
See you inside.
Yeah, see you later. Beneath that wholesome campus exterior lurks a raving nymphomaniac bursting to get out.
How would you know?
I can sense these things.
So can Carol.
I'm just a super-sensitive person. 7:30. Ah, look. She respects you. The ice-cold academic. You tell her, she'll buy it.
Hey, Vera. Now, you've had a busy day.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, some of the girls are a bit upset about this security business. What with their friends and relatives being searched all the time.
If the prisoners kept to the rules, it wouldn't be necessary. The staff are being subjected to it as well, just because the inmates here continue to act like animals.
Oh, don't go getting on your high horse, Vera.
Well, they're conniving thieves.
I'll tell you one thing. It isn't just the prisoners who are behaving like animals.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, a certain male officer taking out his animal passions on one of the helpless inmates. How do you feel about that, Vera?
It's a lie.
You reckon?
Are you prepared to repeat this charge to the governor?
Now, come off it, Vera.
Well, then I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, that'd be about right.
Well, I can't.
One thing I'll say for you, Screws. You sure do stick together.
You see, the fascinating thing about America is that in many ways its aspirations are quite anarchistic. Complete freedom, you know, freedom to carry arms, freedom in the marketplace. This is another point I wanted to bring out.
I'd never even thought about it that way.
Of course. It's never presented that way. What do you think, Suzanne?
Well, I could see what you were driving at. But there's this other thing in America.
Of course. The tendency of the organization to assert itself. Now, this presents a fascinating social contradiction. That's what I want you to concentrate on in your essay.
Thanks. Oh, I'm going to get some coffee.
Oh, there are a couple of other points I want to clear up, but see you later.
Right.
And what might those couple of points be?
Oh, I only wanted to say hello, but I'm really glad I took sociology.
Well, it certainly opened your horizons, among other things.
Oh, but otherwise I wouldn't have met you.
Easy. We can't walk around the campus with you hanging off my arm. However, I do have a bit of good news. My next lecture is at 3 o'clock.
Hungry?
As ever.
Let's go back to my place for a bite of lunch. How do you feel?
Oh, if I told you, you wouldn't believe me.
Yes, I would. Here's your coffee.
I needed that. The coffee, I mean.
Oh, it'll be nice when we can do this all the time.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll have to find a bigger place. Nothing like that mausoleum you live in now, though.
Oh, Carol likes it.
Well, she can keep it. We don't need her money. When should we start looking for a place?
I told you, I've got to wait for the right moment. You know how emotional she gets.
All right. I'm not nagging.
Of course you're not. No, you really are sweet. And you have another fine attribute.
Oh, what's that?
You make fantastic coffee.
Tom, tell me something. Why did you get married?
Oh, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Did you love Carol?
Yes.
Do you still?
Look, I thought this conversation wasn't going to get heavy.
Oh, it's not getting heavy.
It certainly sounds like it to me.
I wonder why she's so jealous.
Listen, Melinda, I'd really rather not talk about Carol at this time.
She must be very insecure. I feel sorry for people like that. Sorry, just chattering. How long have we got?
Just over half an hour.
That's long enough.
Come in.
Mrs. Davidson, could I see you for a moment?
Of course.
course.
Something happened this afternoon. I've thought a lot about it, and I think you should be told.
What is it?
I've received a complaint. Well, I suppose you could call it a complaint from one of the prisoners.
Which one?
B. Smith.
About what?
About what was described as a certain male officer.
I see. Go on.
I had doubts about bringing this to you. I thought you might think I was trying to make trouble, but I think the matter should be aired.
Vera, would you please get on with it?
Smith claimed the officer was taking advantage of one of the inmates.
Taking advantage how, exactly?
Well, I think the words used were working off his animal passions.
Vera, you realize this is a very serious charge. Will Smith put her name to it?
No, it's not a charge. It's more in the nature of information.
Very well. You've told me.
Do you propose to do anything about it?
Well, what do you propose I should do?
Well, of course, it mightn't be true, but if it is, we can't condone that sort of thing. At breakfast, Crabtree was certainly being very familiar.
We only have B. Smith's word. And as you well remember, Vera, Smith has been known to set up an officer before. Anyway, I think the matter's been resolved. Crabtree was in court this morning. She was placed on probation and will not be returning. I think the best thing is to forget the whole matter.
But surely a close watch should be kept on Mr. Fletcher. If it was the case, well, he'll just choose someone else.
That could be, Vera. In which case, who would you suggest keeps watch?
Don't know the last time I had tea. Must have been last time I was here.
You may have an old-fashioned sister, but at least she stays out of trouble.
Oh, you win some, you lose some. How are the kids?
A battle. Still, what can you expect on a factory worker's wages?
Oh, why doesn't Ted just snatch it? Try something different.
Like what?
Oh, there are things. You could help him out, you know? A bit on the side.
Go the way you did? No way. We're happy. That's enough for me.
No accounting for some people. Listen, I've got a bit of a problem. I need some advice.
But you never take it.
Yes, I do. Well, when I was inside, you know, in the jail, I got hold of this key. It's to a safety deposit box, and it's got a lot of money in it.
Whose money, Denise?
No one's. It was just there, all right? It was from a bank robbery. But the bank's got it back from insurance.
So it's the insurance company's money?
Well, I don't think they're expecting it back.
The safety deposit box. Do you know where it is?
Yeah, the key had a tag on it.
Bank robbers. They'd be dangerous people to get mixed up with.
Yeah, well, the woman whose key it was, she doesn't know I've got it. No one knows. Except one person. It's a screw in the prison.
Uh-huh.
That's where it gets complicated. He wants half the money. And the other problem is, the key's still in there. I was searching everyone, so I hid it.
If you want my advice, you go to the police.
Look, just skip that bit, eh? All I've really got to do is figure out how to get the key out of there.
Well, that's obvious.
It is?
Yeah, the warder.
So you figure I got to cut him in, eh?
Oh, can you get back inside yourself?
No. Oh, well, he is good looking.
Might be a better proposition than, what's his name, Bruce?
Well, the thought had crossed my mind. Hey, that telephone box down the street, is that still working?
Was this afternoon?
Oh, no guarantees, eh? I'll be straight back.
I'll make some more tea.
I still don't see what stops you from getting another job. That's the whole point, isn't it, Tom? It's what you want, not what other people might want. Might be good for this marriage.
Carol, I'm the one who has to work, and I'm perfectly happy where I am.
I bet you are.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's always what you want. Do you know how long it is since you told me I looked attractive? Paid me any sort of compliment?
How long?
It's so long I can't remember.
Pete will be here in a minute.
I'm quite capable of attending to Peta.
Last week,
What was last week?
you bought that new dinner dress, the black, and I told you how attractive you looked. Oh, Carol, you're a beautiful woman, you know that.
Used to be.
You are now.
Will you at least think about it?
What? Oh.
Well, I can't help it. I love you. And I can't help thinking that...
It won't happen.
That some little tart with big boobs and a nice behind and clear skin, I've seen them on campus. And I've seen you look at them.
You don't love me anymore.
What can I say to that?
That you do.
I tell you, but you won't believe me.
If you loved me, you'd find somewhere else. You would have once.
Come in, Ailsa. Good to see you. Yeah, we should have done this ages ago. We're just having a sherry. You will join us?
Thanks. Evening, Carol.
Evening, Peter.
Thanks for having me. Pleasant change after working all the time.
I'm sure.
There we are, my son. Get that into you. Carol, darling?
Why not?
Hello?
Jim? It's me, Denise.
What do you want?
I want to see you.
No way, you're an ex-prisoner. I'd lose my job if I was seen with you.
What about our arrangement?
So it is still in here, is it?
Somewhere where you'll never find it.
Maybe, maybe not.
Oh, Jim, we're in this together. You need me and I need you. You'll have to meet me.
Why can't we do it by phone?
You'll have to meet me to get the money. You think about it. I'll phone you tomorrow.
No. Let's fix it now. Where?
What about my sister's place?
No way. No witnesses. Look, there's a park in Norton Road. Do you know it? Well, you meet me there about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, all right?
Righto. I'll see you then.
Yeah, I'll see you then, Denise.
Peter, I want you to tell me something. What do you think of me? Really?
As a psychologist or as a friend?
Try as a human being.
Witty, attractive, intelligent?
And all those things I want to hear. Do you know how old I am, Peter? I'm 36. In 4 years, I'll be 40.
What is the point of this conversation?
The point is, I'm losing my looks and my husband's starting to chase a bit on the side. That's the point.
For God's sake, Carol, old girl.
And please don't call me old. He can't help it. Freudian slip.
I think you're a bit insecure.
Bravo!
If you know, why do you ask?
Oh, I just wondered. I thought you might have something original to offer.
You're doing yourself and Tom an injustice. I mean, this extra time on campus, it really is lectures. I'm waist deep in prison studies and he's had to take over.
And if that wasn't the case, you'd let me know, of course.
Let's try it the other way. I mean, what evidence do you have that he might be playing around?
My dear Peter, I've no evidence whatsoever. If I had evidence, reasonable evidence, that Tommy was playing around, do you know what I'd do? I'd kill both him and the floozy he was knocking off.
You're just being provocative.
Am I?
I must say, Carol, a statement like that gives a man a real sense of security.
I'm so glad, darling. Just keep it in mind. I'll get coffee.
Was that just the grog talking?
Hard to say.
Thanks very much.
Oh, don't be silly, Tom. She's not going to kill anyone.
Well, of course she isn't. It's just a mental state. I mean, is she heading for a breakdown?
I doubt it. She had an audience and quite a bit to drink.
Is that a psychologist's opinion?
I couldn't give you a psychological opinion without a lot more data. Look, if you're so worried about her, why don't you stop playing round?
Well, if things were better between us, I would. It's only because she's a bloody minded.
Have you suggested seeing a psychiatrist?
Yes, she won't buy it.
Well, I'd suggest it again. If she won't, just keep a close eye on her. There's not much else you can do.
It has been alleged that you have had an involvement with a woman inmate of this prison.
Alleged by whom?
One of the prisoners.
It's a lie.
It has also been alleged that you received a phone call from a prisoner who left jail this morning and made an appointment to see her.
Alleged by Miss Bennett?
That is correct.
Is this the same Miss Bennett whose job I took when I was transferred here?
That is not the issue. The switchboard operator knew Crabtree from the prison. She believes she was the caller.
Well, it's obvious I'm being set up. I'll save my comments for the inquiry.
I had hoped we could settle this ourselves, that there might have been a mistake. I would also point out that I am very well aware there is a difference between arranging to meet an ex-prisoner and actually doing so. I shall seek further advice from the department in the morning. In the meantime, I have no alternative but to suspend you forthwith.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the inside the roses grow, they don't mind the stony ground, but the roses here are prisoners too when morning comes around.